Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen, and I'm here with Kotobuki J.
Hi.
And we are here at our new location. Of course, our new movie set is not completely finished yet, but we are getting towards that. There are a couple of shelves in the background I'm going to be getting rid of or finding a new home for. Maybe a few more pieces of artwork on the wall, but otherwise it'll be done. This is the first time, though, that my entire collection and my wife's collection have combined and are in the same room.
Yes. And when it was piecemeal and half of it was in storage, it was already spawning and creating new pieces, and who knows what'll happen now.
So, of course, we always have to come up with some pickups. Unfortunately, because a lot of those pickups that I had were thrown about, I'm having to find some and reintroduce them. So you'll be seeing some that you might see on the wall, but it's because I already integrated them. Now, a room tour will follow. When this is done, when I feel it is done, I will be doing a room tour. So stay tuned. Who knows when that will be. But since we got a lot to cover, I'm going to go ahead and knock us off.
Well, first, we should definitely do the mention of the news.
Oh, yeah, we did get out to see a movie.
Yeah, not just that. We got to go to an event showing a movie that really deserved a proper release, damn it. But it got an event, and we braved the snow to go see Mary and the Witch's Flower, which, if anyone got to see it, it was a good movie. It was a really cool event that they put together. And one of the fun things about it was we got nice commemorative tickets. They're very, they're numbered, and he's actually got his framed right about there. You can see her fiery red hair back there.
It's right next to a Freddy Krueger claw, but right above my Dark Shadows collection right there.
Because those go together so well.
Yeah.
But as he said, he's got lots of fun stuff up and about here. Mine is currently still loose and hidden away. But this was a really cool event. It was a little pricey compared to a regular movie screening, but not much. And it was, the only complaint I have is that there were only 2 freaking showings of the whole, one in English and we saw the Japanese showing. I can't believe this movie didn't at least get a short, 2-week art house release.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Studio Ponoch is the successor to Studio Ghibli. Quite a large percentage of its staff and crew and its founder and the director of this film are all Ghibli alums. You would think that would give the movie more oomph in its,
So we're going to hear more about this movie in the Oscar talk later today?
Yeah. So yes, definitely, if you have not already done so, tune in to our Oscar discussion. Tonight is the night before the nominations, so we're going to put our 2 cents in about what might show up tomorrow and what should show up tomorrow. This one should. Don't know if I'm holding my breath, but we'll find out.
Alright, so I will lead off in these pickups today, and 2 of them are actually inherited movies. I had actually inherited some movies. I had a relative pass, and then I got a second chance to see a little itty bitty stack of movies that had been forgotten about. So I picked up 2 more from that stack because they were decent. So the first one of that is A Christmas Carol. It's a TV version of A Christmas Carol, but it's got Patrick Stewart in it. I've always been curious about this one, so I was actually glad to pick it up. I've yet to see it. Have you seen this one yet?
I have not, but I'd like to see that.
I mean, it's to me,
he's obviously Scrooge, right?
Yeah, he's a great actor, so I am very interested in seeing this. So, with luck, I will be viewing it. Not shortly. I'll probably be viewing it around December of next year.
You can make sure to pair it with your copy that you will have by then of Emoji Movie and do a little Patrick Stewart twofer.
That's because that's going to win Best Animated Feature.
God. Oh, God. Anyway. Is it my go?
Yep.
Speaking of films that are, this is a good film. I mentioned in one of our, I think it was the last time we met, I mentioned a trilogy that I had cranked out in one day with a couple other movies inserted in for good measure. And I use the term trilogy loosely and mainly because it supposedly is a trilogy. It's a thematic trilogy. But this is the Taylor Sheridan film, the second in the group, directed by, I think his name is David Mackenzie. Sorry, I always get that mixed up. It's called Hell or High Water. Oh. It's Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, and Ben Foster. And it's, of the three in the trilogy, it's the fun one. It is kind of dark. It gets real dark at times. And it definitely does not have what you would call a happy ending. Although I like the ending. I really do. Have you seen this one yet? It's got a good ending.
Actually, that was one of the nominees last
year. It was a big nominee last year. And I still think this one got so many nods partly to make up for Sicario getting reamed the year before. Yeah. Sicario was only up for 3 and it should have been up for many. But it's really good. This is a real good, solid movie. It's sort of like a caper heist kind of movie, but it's also like one of those cat and mouse. Like Jeff Bridges is a Texas Marshal who's about to retire. Gil Birmingham is his sardonic partner, and honestly, Bridges lets loose so many racist comments at Birmingham, but it's all in good fun. So this is an interesting example of how that can, But Pine and Foster play brothers who start robbing Texas Midland Bank strictly so they can buy back the family farm with Texas Midland Bank money. Because that's the bank that owns the farm. So it's a wonderful plot that they have going on. And it's good. And I'm sorry, I may have given a little much away there, but I'm not going to tell you the ending. That's a nice bonus. Really good movie. It's nice that the one in the middle is more fun. There's more humor in this one, some snappy dialogue. Yeah. Sicario is just intense, and so is Wind River. So this was a nice breath in the middle. But really good. I just, since I've watched it, I wanted to go ahead and prioritize setting it on. Unlike him, I still have a big stack ready to go of pickups. So
well, I have a stack. It's just has been incorporated into yours the collection.
Yours got reshuffled.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, so there you go. That is a fun movie, and I would definitely check out all 3 of the movies in this group. Yeah.
Well, my second one is one I've seen a while back, and it's one of those performances that I felt like this was an Oscar bait film, but it kind of got overlooked by the Oscars. I don't think this was nominated.
They give it a couple acting nods, and I think they gave it a screenplay nod.
Well, this is, of course, about Schmidt. Now, to me, this was actually a very good performance by Jack Nicholson. He didn't quite play the same character that he normally plays. I mean, my wife was watching Something's Gotta Give over and over and over. I think she watched it 3 times when we were doing some
a fun movie.
Work. And I said to myself, Jack Nicholson plays the same character.
Well, he plays Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But he does it so well.
But in this movie, he doesn't really play Jack Nicholson. To me, in this movie, he's much less like Jack Nicholson. He's more awkward. He's not that sure of himself, cocky bastard that he is most of the time. I mean, he's an older man who is dealing with coming of age and leaving work, dealing with retirement. And that, in and of itself, is a huge thing. I'm not going to give away any of it, but if you haven't seen it, so long as you're not having a down day, because this is not exactly the most positive of films, it's still worth checking out.
Although it is billed as a comedy.
Dark comedy.
Well, the thing is, it's an Alexander Payne film. If you've seen any of his movies, he is not light and cheerful. He likes the dark side of funny. And, or like I could say the funny side of Misery. And speaking of Misery, one of the Oscar nods I did get was Kathy Bates for supporting actress. Which, I love Kathy Bates. She's a wonderful actress. I don't really think she fully deserved that nod. They gave it to her partly because of a nude scene. And I'm like, yeah. But she is great in the film. It's just, I'm not sure it's her best Oscar-level performance. I'm surprised the new Pain film is getting so little Oscar buzz, because usually they're all over, huh?
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's a good one, and I haven't seen it in years, but one of these days I'll see it again. My next one is, again, one that I have watched and actually talked about on this channel, so I wanted to go ahead and do my pickup and get it out the way and get it on my shelf. But this is one that I picked up. Incidentally, this was a Best Buy Black Friday pickup. I think it was like $6. It wasn't bad at all. This was also $6, but this was a Walmart pickup a few days later. But this is Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. It's one of one of this year's original animated features from DC Comics, and I absolutely love the fact that this cover features the team that's featured in the film, except for Robin. There is no Damian Wayne on this cover, and that is how it should be. I'm sorry, I hate Damian Wayne. I hate him. That little... hate him.
At least it's not Teen Titans Go.
The thing is, I'm starting to kind of enjoy... I almost want to go see that movie. Watch the trailer for Teen Titans Go to the movies. It's a funny trailer. But anyway, this actually does come with 2 episodes of the actual Teen Titans series as a bonus feature. Basically, the Judas Contract, I wasn't very familiar, because I'm not very familiar with the comic history of this group, but the Judas Contract is actually apparently a pretty famous comic arc, and the character of Tara was created specifically so there would be a turncoat that could be killed off after the story arc. And she apparently was popular enough that in this series, when they adapted it in the series, she was popular enough that they kept her around for a full season, and then she's apparently a regular character in Teen Titans Go. But she annoys me more than Damian in this movie, so that tells you something. But I love the interplay between Starfire and Nightwing. That was a really fun... Beast Boy's a fun character. Raven's an interesting character. And, it's a fun... And they spend a lot of time with Blue Beetle in this one, too. So, all of them get their chance at character development. It's well animated. It's a more solid film than some of the recent DC ones. Like, I honestly like this a lot better than Batman and Harley Quinn.
Oh.
But I haven't seen Justice League Dark yet, so I can't say how it stacks up with that. And the episodes of Teen Titans, they're the first 2 that introduced Tara. So it's a nice... We watched them out of order by accident, but but it's interesting. It was a good buy. It was a whim, but it was a good buy.
The original Teen Titans series is one I really need to get.
Yeah,
not Teen Titans Go. It's kind of... It makes a lot of series seem smart by comparison. And it's actually not very well liked in some areas. Those people who love it, though, they love it to death. But to me, I mean, Tara is interesting because she played a pretty integral part at the very end, at that somber last episode of Teen Titans. And for some reason, the endings are in a lot of top 10 lists, and she's part of that. So it's something to check out if you did, I think it's top 10 like solemn endings in series, or top 10 bad endings for series.
It's definitely, I'm sure it was definitely a bad end, not for her, just for her, but Beast Boy too, definitely. Yeah.
That was, though, a really good cartoon series. So yes, and that's a
good
good
lead in.
Yep. So, for those of you who were here for the last pickup episode I did, I revealed that I got Batman Beyond. That was given to me. Now I've got another Batman Beyond, which is the Batman Beyond movie. Now I got this myself. This is still easy enough to find on Amazon, but it's slightly out of print. So I picked it up. Not too bad. There are various versions of it, so I think there are some versions in print, but this version was not. So, well worth the pickup. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know yet. I haven't seen it. But people like this particular one. When I was looking up the movie, I kept coming up with the live-action Batman Beyond movie. That thing got canceled.
Oh, that was the one that Aronofsky was going to direct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That missed opportunities, you know.
A lot of missed opportunity. Yeah. I do want to see the Return of the Joker the most of all, because that one I've heard is very, very good.
Yeah. But we've commented before. I don't know if we've commented on this channel, but I've told him a few times before. Speaking of Darren Aronofsky, if any of you have ever seen Black Swan, you know what I'm talking about. Aronofsky, if he wants to come back to the well of Batman, he needs to do a Scarecrow movie.
Yeah, he would do very
That
good.
would be awesome.
Actually, Aronofsky's been mentioned in the Razzies a couple of times.
Yeah, he may have been mentioned this year.
Yes.
Yes. I am actually sitting on a copy of Mother, which I'll be watching sometime this week. But one of the most divisive films ever. Ever. Okay, so that's where I go. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we got the fun stuff. Okay, I have mentioned in our previous vids that I went a little bit crazy with the Sentai premium sets. We have already done our big fancy unveiling of the Squid Girl, which was the first time either of us had ever got one. But they did so many good sales this past winter that I got a few. So I'm going to show you a couple of them. This is a series I've heard some really good things about. I've wanted for a while. It's one of their cheaper premium sets, but also because it's one of the more basic. I picked it up 54, I think, from the Right Stuff sale for this holiday season. It's the series Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun.
Better than my version.
Yeah. So, you know, you can tell just from looking at that. It's a pretty nice, solid little set.
Solid set.
It's not as fancy as most of Sentai's, but it's still nice. It comes with a nice little hardcover book. Yeah. You know, with the basic pictures and such. It's got the Blu-ray collection, the DVD collection, and both of these have swag, I think, no, that one doesn't. This one had a little bit of swag in there. There's like stickers and a poster and stuff. And then this is the really cool part. The third collection is a soundtrack collection. 3 discs soundtrack collection, which I think discs 2 and 3 are basically the actual soundtrack. But there's also a 10-track disc that's character songs. Wow. Which, that's kind of fun. So, it's a really neat little collection. And for $54, that's a little bit. But that is a solid set. Again, we rag so much on Aniplex, but they could learn from this kind of thing. A set like this from them would cost, what, $200-$300?
Yeah.
Jeez. But anyway, yeah, and I can't wait to see this. God knows when I'll get to it, but I've heard good things about it. So, yeah.
So, special editions. My last 2 are also special editions. So, but they are in the video game market. I've held them off for a while, but I know because I held them off for a while that they're still
big one's a video game?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And the first one is Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remastering of the original Yakuza game. Now, it is going to be going to its 6th installment this year. Last year they did a prequel called Yakuza 0, and I've got that one as well, and I'm working on that slowly, and then I'll probably try and play this game, and then I'll probably never touch it again. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about the series. I'm getting used to it because it's not all voice acted like in previous type games I'm used to, like the Grand Theft Autos or Sleeping Dogs, which to me is probably one of the best of this type of game. Now, this is a steelbook. For those who actually are looking at it, you can see the steelbook-iness of it. And
Enos.
this was actually a very good deal. It was only $30 when on the sale for the Christmas sale at Amazon. So it was a very good deal. I'm glad to finally have gotten this and add that to my collection.
Okay. Alright, my last two tonight are also a little bit of a theme. They are also Sentai premiums. They did Sentai itself. I probably shouldn't say this, but I did a pretty fair number of orders from Sentai and Right Stuff. I was kind of skipping back and forth because they had a lot to offer.
You traitor.
Yes. Well, Sentai, when they do sales, oftentimes they're kind of... but generally when they do sales, they're actually worth checking out. But they did 2 flash sales where they did for like 2 or 3 days, one of the premium sets came down to a flat $50 price, which again, pretty good price for those premium sets. And they were both series I was interested in, and one of them was a series I was really interested in, and that was this one. This is one of the most highly acclaimed romance anime of the past decade. It's called, appropriately enough, My Love Story. And look at that box.
Oh, very pretty.
That's a big box.
So what's this giant thing for? That little.
Okay, so this one also has separate cases for DVD and Blu-ray, you know. And I think there was maybe... No, they're pretty much... Everything's in the box. And then the little hardcover book, which is a real nice little... It's called Ore Diary. Appropriately enough. And then we have the little box, which, as I said before with Squid Girl, unfortunately, this is the drawback to these. These boxes are not made to be opened repeatedly. But you can... And you gotta open it from the bottom to do minimal damage, which makes no sense, but whatever. But this one has lots of weird, random stuff. Postcards. Poster. A macaroon. Apparently that's something to do with the plot. Keychain. Buttons. And then, what's this one here? Not really sure what that is, but...
Does this actually come apart?
I don't know. I don't think it does. I think I opened it and tried.
Stale macaroon.
Very stale. It's so stale it turned blue.
There are some macaroons that are blue.
Okay. Anyway, oh shoot.
I really do want to see that series. I've got a copy of it. It's just... Actually, it's probably behind that wall of stuff that I had to double up.
I hate to say it, that with the exception of Squid Girl, where I don't think I saw the OVAs, but I've seen both seasons, none of these premium sets that I have are actually series that I have seen. They're all ones I want to see, and some of them are ones I really want to see. Like I said, these first two were the ones I got that I wanted to see the most. Although there is one coming next week that I really want to see too. The last one I got that I'll show you in a minute was more... I want to see it, but I wanted to see the set. And I was just curious about it. And it was a good price. But anyway, so that's it for those for now. I've got a few more next week. But... again, these are really cool sets. They're really nice. And, these together, both, cost me less than the typical price for a basic Aniplex Blu-ray series. But anyway.
So, this next one, I have a shout out to one of my favorite channels, the Rebel Gaming Club. And, of course... The typical phrase, I believe, is, "Do you got this?" "I bet you don't got this." Probably have Undertale, but I don't know if you have this version of Undertale. I had actually been looking. I like Undertale. For those who haven't played it, it is an old school style RPG that is done like an 8-bit game. And it is very unique in how they've crafted it, and to the point where I'm kind of glad to finally get this. This is an indie one, so just having a box version of these games alone is worthwhile, because these are very limited in run. You can see the little buildings
cool
down there. So, since I'm not going to have as many sets to open up as my friend here, I will show you a little bit about this one. You've got your pendant in here. So, and this comes off, and then you break the box.
Break it, you bought it.
Already bought it. So I'm just breaking it for the heck of it, apparently. Okay, this is supposed to come out. There it goes.
There you go.
So as you can see, and here you've got Undertale, the actual game. This is the Vita version. I actually have it downloaded already, so of course I don't have to open it. I know, silly. And you have your little sticker of one of the characters in it. You can even see this is what the style is like.
A friendly RPG where nobody has to die.
Actually, that is true. You can actually play this without killing anything. But
did you show them the smiley skeleton there?
Yeah, that's these are just some of the skeletons and the characters in the game, and this comes with a little mini poster. But this is also cool. Is this soundtrack? And believe it or not, though, it's a very simplistic soundtrack. It is a very cool one. A lot of the soundtrack is very haunting. And you can see it's a 2-disc soundtrack. And it comes with its own manual, which has the sheet music. So if you want to play it on your piano or drop it on the floor, whichever you want to do, you can do it. And that is...
That actually looks pretty interesting.
A neat set. Now, the people who do this, I forget. I mean, the people who do this, Fangamer, are pretty decent at what they do. I really do like their stuff. I haven't gotten to do many more of their sets. I just can't afford them. It's just as it is. I mean, I don't have the money. But I tell you, they've done some pretty good work. If you get a chance, check them out again. Fangamer. All right.
Okay.
You can end us up with your with your giant.
And I know you wanted to see this one too.
Yeah, I wanted to see that one.
Okay, so my next one, we actually have a guest. We can go right here.
Good Lord. That thing is huge.
Yeah, it is. This is the series Himoto Amaro Chime, which unfortunately they've already got a sequel going, so I wonder if they're going to do another one of these sets for part 2.
That is cool, though.
This was another one of the flash sales, $50. But I mean, again, look at that set; it just looks cool. That sitting on your shelf, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I've got all 3 of the regular versions.
Apparently, this is a series basically about a girl who's like a straight arrow student at school, and she comes
really
home
cool.
and turns into this like holy terror who's got her hamster outfit that she wears all the time. But this is a very interesting. If you open it up, it's a very interesting setup here. They actually have a CD case that contains the Blu-rays, and another larger one with the DVDs. And then another for this one also comes with a soundtrack.
Oh, you're gonna make me jealous there.
And this, it looks like this is just more of a basic soundtrack, but still, that's a fairly simple thing. But you know, when you're doing a set, soundtracks would be a nice. But I realize music rights can get real, tetchy, sticky, but whatever. And then we got this weird little. This one's hard to get out.
And you got it out quickly.
That one comes. Yeah, well, I had to turn it upside down. This one actually did open up a little more easily. Oh, yeah, that's why, because I ripped it. So that's what I'm saying. That's like
right
so
there.
annoying. But this one actually comes with a nice lanyard.
It's worthless now.
You know, with little characters. I kind of wish I could take that and use it at work, but I don't want to ruin it, you know. And then you got the
collector stuff.
yeah, and then you got the lenticular card that comes with it that doesn't seem to be. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I can see it now.
And whoa, a magnet, Amaro Chime magnet, and then buttons. I don't know why they like buttons and keychains so much, but they do.
Because they're cheap to produce.
And then there's a little figurine, little bitty figurine. That's kind of cool. So this one actually comes with more stuff, not just, you know, postcards and things, which is kind of nice. It's a nice change of pace. But it's just so bright and colorful and cheerful. It's supposed to be a pretty good series. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. Like I said, there is a part 2, so I get to look forward to somehow finding a really good deal or spending a lot for season 2 if I want to match the set, which, as we've said before on this channel, match sets are always a lot more fun than having them every here and there.
That's one of the things I'm glad about when it comes to having Wagneria and Wagneria 2 in my collection.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You
it's,
lucky bastard.
because it's that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Aniplex ruined that.
Yeah. See, I snapped up the first Wagneria, but much like Season 2 of School Live, I missed out on Season 2 of Wagneria, and I may have missed out on the Standard Edition. I don't even know if that's really available anymore, so...
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
Aniplex will release it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so like I said, I do have a few more of these to show next week, but this just gotta say, that is just such a cool set. It's not really huge either. I mean, it easily fits on most shelves, or up top, you know. Right?
I've seen a couple of them that are there.
Yeah.
So, with that, please, of course, like, subscribe, and share. We would love to grow. We would love to take our information out to the rest of you lovely people in our YouTube land. So,
Right.
see you later.